Hi Nana. Yes, in this video we will learn about the chemical properties of sulfuric acid. Okay, chemical properties of sulfuric acid. See, chemical properties. Sulfuric acid's chemical properties can be broadly classified. Okay, I mean they can be studied under several headings. One is acidic nature. Acidic nature. Okay. Second one is this sulfuric acid is used for the preparation of more volatile acid. More volatile acid from salt of more volatile acid. Okay, so this is another chemical property shown by sulfuric acid. Next, sulfuric acid will show oxidizing property. Okay, oxidizing property. And finally, dehydrating property. Dehydrating property. So sulfuric acid. So all these can be studied as chemical properties. So we will learn all these one by one in depth. Okay. So we will start with the acidic nature. See, dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid. So in the presence of water, dilute sulfuric acid contains water. So that means in the presence of water, the sulfuric acid present in the dilute sulfuric acid, the molecules of sulfuric acid will ionize, will break down into these ions. Okay, it will break down into this ion first, and further this one will further break down into another H plus ion and SO4 minus 2 ion. That means the sulfuric acid, in dilute sulfuric acid, the sulfuric acid molecules will ionize and produce 2 hydrogen ions. 2 H plus ions are produced. Okay, hence because of the presence of H plus ions, what happens? Actually, dilute H2SO4. Dilute H2SO4 contains water also. Okay, so what happens? These H plus ions are responsible. Okay, these H plus ions are responsible for the acidic nature. Okay, H plus ions are responsible for the acidic nature of the acid, this sulfuric acid. For the acidic nature. Okay, look here, these H plus ions which are formed, so they immediately, soon after their formation, they immediately will combine with water to form hydronium ions. Okay, to form hydronium ions, and even hydronium ions also, the presence of hydronium ions is also responsible. These hydronium ions are also responsible for the acidic nature. Okay, H plus ions or hydronium ions are responsible for the acidic nature. Okay, so right, look here, this is sulfuric acid, as it is able to form 2 H plus ions. Okay, hence this sulfuric acid is said to be dibasic acid. It is called as dibasic acid because it is able to produce one molecule of H2SO4 can produce 2 H plus ions. Hence it is said to be dibasic acid. Generally dibasic acids will produce two types of salts. One salt is known as normal salt. Okay, and another salt is said to be acidic salt. Okay, dibasic acids will form two types of salts. One is normal salt and another one is acidic salt. So normal salt is sulfate, metal sulfate. Normal salt is nothing but metal sulfate. Okay, metal sulfate. And acidic salt is nothing but metal hydrogen sulfate. Metal hydrogen sulfate. Metal hydrogen sulfate. It is also called as metal bisulfate. It is also called as metal bisulfate. Okay, so we are learning the acidic nature. So we are learning the chemical properties of sulfuric acid. Under chemical properties of sulfuric acid, we are looking into the acidic nature. So why sulfuric acid? What is the which one is responsible for the acidic nature of sulfuric acid? The presence of H plus ions are responsible for the acidic nature of that sulfuric acid. Okay, and as it is a dibasic acid, so this sulfuric acid can form two types of salts, two series of salts, or also two types of salts. So one is normal salt called as metal sulfate, and another one is called as acidic salt called as metal hydrogen sulfate or else metal bisulfate. Okay, right. Next, generally it forms two series of salts with alkali metals. Dibasic acid forms two series of salts or else two types of salts with when reacted with alkali metals. When reacted with alkali metals. When they reacted with alkali metals, they form two types of salts or also two series of salts. Okay, right. So we will discuss about we are discussing only now we will discuss only the acidic nature. So other chemical properties we will discuss about these other chemical properties later. Okay. So first of all we are discussing about the acidic nature. Okay, acidic nature of generally dilute sulfuric acid will show acidic nature. Concentrated sulfuric acid does not show acidic nature. Okay, it does not ionize. Concentrated sulfuric acid does not ionize like this. Only dilute sulfuric acid will ionize like this. Hence, dilute sulfuric acid will show acidic nature. Right. So here, as acidic nature, as a part of acidic nature, as it is an acid, what happens? It reacts with indicators. Okay, it reacts with the indicators. See, this then generally any acid will react with the moist litmus paper, moist blue litmus paper, moist blue litmus paper. Okay, and convert this moist blue litmus paper, it is converted into red color. Okay, so the turning of moist blue litmus paper into red, it will indicate the presence of acid. Okay, right. Next one is another test for acid is generally methyl orange solution. Methyl orange solution originally, okay. Methyl orange solution originally it is orange in color. Okay, when it come into contact with acids, it will immediately convert into either red or else pink color. Between red to pink color, so it will convert. Okay, between in the range of red to pink. Okay, next with alkaline phenolphthalein. With alkaline, okay, with with moist blue litmus paper, with methyl orange solution, and with alkaline phenolphthalein solution. With alkaline phenolphthalein solution. Generally, the color of alkaline phenolphthalein solution is pink. Okay. So when this pink colored alkaline phenolphthalein solution, if it come into contact with dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? This the pink color will disappear. Okay, the pink color will disappear, and this alkaline phenolphthalein solution will turn into colorless. Okay, it will turn into colorless. That means it loses its pink color. Okay, so here methyl orange colored solution, it will convert into red or pink color, and moist blue litmus paper, it will convert into red paper. So these will show that these will help us to know the acidic nature of the given acid. So sulfuric acid, as it is able to perform these actions, so sulfuric acid is said to be having acidic nature. Okay, right. Next, as it is having acidic nature, so it will react. It will show some chemical reactions. So what are the chemical reactions which prove that this H2SO4 is an acid? So as it is having acidic nature, it shows certain chemical reactions. So what are the chemical reactions shown by this one? So first of all, they react with metal. React with active metals. React with active metals. Active metals means, so the metals ranging the metals which are present in the metal activity series. So the metals ranging from potassium to potassium up to iron, from potassium to iron. So those metals generally are treated as active metals. Okay, so when active metals react with dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? They form metal sulfate. And hydrogen gas is liberated and liberates hydrogen gas. See, look here, with acids generally sodium or potassium. Okay, generally sodium or potassium here and even calcium also, they are generally not reacted directly with acids because they are explosive. Okay, they are explosive with acids. The reaction is explosive. So explosive reaction with acids. So these metals show explosive reaction with the acids. Hence, generally we don't discuss about the these metals with acid, reaction of these metals with acids, because those metals react explosively with the acids. Okay, so we'll discuss some metals after this. Which metal will come? Magnesium. So that means active metal. Magnesium is an active metal. If it reacts with sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, because dilute sulfuric acid only will show acidic nature. So here what happens? So hydrogen gas will be liberated and magnesium sulfate is formed, okay, along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So metal sulfate, it is a salt. Okay, metal sulfates are salts, and hydrogen gas is also liberated. Okay, down the series, if you see copper will suppose copper, generally copper does not liberate hydrogen with acids. So because copper is not having that ability, so up to iron we can say, because active metals only can liberate hydrogen from acids. So iron plus H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, okay, dilute H2SO4, it forms a ferrous sulfate, and hydrogen gas is liberated. So like this, with active metals, this has dilute sulfuric acid. With active metals, dilute sulfuric acid will react and forms a metal sulfate and liberates a hydrogen gas. Okay, so this is one reaction which shows the acidic nature of sulfuric acid. Because as sulfuric acid is showing acidic nature, so what happens? It will react with metals and liberates hydrogen gas. The acid which generally metals when reacted with acids liberates hydrogen gas, except nitric acid. Okay, generally all other acids when react with metals they liberate hydrogen gas, except nitric acid. Okay, right. Next type of chemical reactions shown by this dilute sulfuric acid is here reaction with metal oxide. Okay, reaction with metal oxide. Reaction. Which one? Sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid. Reaction with what? Reaction with metal oxides. Metal oxides. Generally, metal oxides are basic in nature. Okay, as metal oxides are basic in nature, so they will react with the dilute sulfuric acid. So metal oxides when reacted with the dilute sulfuric acid, so now even here also they form salt. General, because this is basic in nature. So when basic in the substance which is basic in nature, if it reacts with acid, so what is formed? Salt is formed. So what is salt? So generally salt will be the metal and a sulfate. So the negative part or else the anion part from this acid is sulfate. So metal. So it forms metal sulfate salt. Metal sulfate. Okay. So here also metal sulfate only. Here also metal sulfate. And along with this, so water is formed. Okay. So if simply if metal reacts, it liberates hydrogen. If metal oxides reacts, so it forms along with hydrogen, oxygen also present. Hence it is water. Okay, right. So example, if you see magnesium oxide when reacted with sulfuric acid, what happens? Even potassium oxide, sodium oxide, potassium oxide and calcium oxide also can react, because I can write potassium oxide also. Okay. So because this is not metal, this is oxide of metal. So oxide of metal is not that much reactive. Okay, so here it is reactive. It is reactive with sulfuric acid. It is not explosive with sulfuric acid. Potassium metal is explosive with sulfuric acid. Sodium metal will be explosive with sulfuric acid, and even calcium metal will be explosive with sulfuric acid. But their oxides, they are not explosive. So that means they can react with acids without any explosion. So what happens here? Metal oxide, when acid, it forms metal sulfate. So this potassium and sulfate. So it forms K2SO4 metal sulfate, and water is formed along with this. Okay, so in this way we can discuss. So even copper oxide also will react with sulfuric acid. Okay, so here not active. So here this is not active metal. So here the first point is related to active metal. So this metal oxide, even we can take copper oxide also. Copper oxide also will react with sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate. Okay, and water is formed along with this. So like this we can discuss about the reaction of sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid with metal oxides. Generally with metals it forms metal sulfate and hydrogen. With metal oxides it forms metal sulfate and water. Okay, right. Now the third type of reactions, third type of chemical reaction is reaction of dilute sulfuric acid. Reaction of dilute sulfuric acid with metal hydroxides. Okay, reaction with metal hydroxides. Metal hydroxides. Okay, so even under metal hydroxides are nothing but bases. They are nothing but, all metal hydroxides are bases. Okay, so these metal hydroxides can be studied under two headings. One is alkali metal hydroxides. Alkali metal, that means first A group element. alkali metal hydroxides and other hydroxides. Okay, other metals. Except alkali metals, all other metals. So other metal hydroxides. Other metal hydroxides. Maybe other metal hydroxides means maybe calcium hydroxide, maybe magnesium hydroxide, maybe aluminum hydroxide, maybe iron hydroxide, or else any other. Okay, other metal hydroxides. So here, if you see alkali metal hydroxides, these alkali metal hydroxides means first year group elements. Alkali metals means first year group elements. So again, these alkali metal hydroxides, when they react with acids, so if excess amount of hydroxide when react with acid plus acid, they form what? They form normal salt. They form normal salt along with the formation of water. But if you take a limited amount of hydroxide, okay, if you take a limited amount of hydroxide, when it is made to react with the dilute sulfuric acid, so it forms what? So here we are discussing about sulfuric acid. Okay, dilute sulfuric acid. So it forms what? It forms acidic salt. It forms acidic salt, not normal salt. It forms acidic salt along with the formation of water. So here normal salt means metal sulfates. Normal salts are nothing but metal sulfates. Metal sulfates are normal salts. But acidic salts means the acidic salt formed by sulfuric acid is nothing but metal hydrogen sulfate, or else metal bisulfates. Metal bisulfates are acidic salts. Example, if you see the examples, sodium hydroxide plus a dilute sulfuric acid. If you take excess amount of sodium hydroxide and made to react with a dilute sulfuric acid, okay, what happens? It forms a sodium sulfate plus water is formed. Okay, it forms a sodium sulfate and water is formed. The same sodium hydroxide, if I take in a limited amounts, if I take in a limited amount, okay, and made to react with a dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? It forms a sodium bisulfate along with the formation of water. It forms sodium bisulfate along with the formation of water. So like this. So with excess amount of metal hydroxides, so it forms a normal salt, and with limited amount of metal hydroxide. Okay, so with limited amount of metal hydroxides, alkali metal hydroxides, that means first year group. Okay, first year group metals, their hydroxides. Okay, they form, this is acidic salt. Why it is acidic salt? Because this particular salt, it will break down into NaSO4 minus plus H plus ion. So that means this particular salt is able to give H plus ion, one more H plus ion in the water. Hence, as it is able to give H plus ion, so this substance is said to be having acidic nature. Okay, so like this, the chemical properties of alkali metal hydroxides, they react with dilute sulfuric acid in two ways. One is if you take excess amount of hydroxide, you will get normal salt. Okay, normal salt. Normal salt is nothing but metal sulfate along with the formation of water. If you take limited amount of hydroxide and made to react with a dilute sulfuric acid, it It forms a acidic salt. This is acidic salt, sodium bisulfate, metal bisulfate. Here which metal? Sodium. Hence sodium bisulfate and water is formed. Okay. So in this way, the reaction of sulfuric acid with alkali metal hydroxide will be, and the reaction of the same dilute sulfuric acid with other metal hydroxides. Okay, with other metal hydroxides, and these other metal hydroxides, these are all what? These are all insoluble. They are also called as insoluble hydroxides. Insoluble in water. These other metal hydroxides, they are insoluble in water. Okay, so all other insoluble metal hydroxides react with dilute sulfuric acid, okay, to form their sulfates and water. So they will form only sulfates. Okay, these metal hydroxides plus dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, these metal hydroxides along with they react with dilute sulfuric acid to form normal salt, to form metal sulfate, normal salt, metal sulfate, normal salt, along with the liberation of water. Okay, so like this, the reaction of this dilute sulfuric acid with metal hydroxides can be discussed. So far we have discussed about the reaction of dilute sulfuric acid with active metals, reaction of dilute sulfuric acid with metal oxides, and also reaction of dilute sulfuric acid with metal hydroxides. Okay, so with active metal, dilute sulfuric acid is producing metal sulfate. M sulfate means metal sulfate plus hydrogen gas is liberated. If you take metal oxide, okay, and dilute sulfuric acid, so here it is dilute. Okay, dilute sulfuric acid. Here also it is dilute sulfuric acid in all the cases, because only dilute sulfuric acid will show acidic nature. So here also it forms metal sulfate. M sulfate means metal sulfate, and water is formed. Okay, now here metal hydroxides. Third case is metal hydroxides with dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, here when metal hydroxides reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, it may form metal sulfates, metal sulfate plus water, or else it may form metal bisulfate with water. So depending upon the condition and depending upon the amount of metal hydroxide, what type of metal hydroxide, and also how much amount of metal hydroxide is taken. So based on that thing, so the products may be either this one or else maybe this one. Right? Next, the next type of chemical reaction is with metal carbonates. Chemical reaction with metal carbonates. Reaction with metal carbonates. See, all metal carbonates reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. Reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. So when metal carbonate react with the dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? So it forms metal sulfate, normal salt, and water, and liberates carbon dioxide gas. For example, take any metal carbonate. For example, take sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. So here metal, M means metal. Sodium carbonate with when reacted with a dilute sulfuric acid, it forms a sodium sulfate, Okay, water is formed. Okay, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated. If you take a copper carbonate and if it reacts with a dilute sulfuric acid, it forms what? Copper sulfate. Okay, metal salt. Water is formed, and also carbon dioxide gas is liberated. So like this, generally these metal carbonates, they react like this. But here one thing we have to learn. Suppose if it is calcium carbonate or if it is lead carbonate, what happens? See, calcium carbonate or lead carbonate, if you made to react with dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? See, look here. Suppose if this is dilute sulfuric acid, I've kept a calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate means limestone, or else lead carbonate. If I use either calcium carbonate or lead carbonate, and if this is dilute H2SO4, so what happens? So in this case also the same type of reaction takes place. Initially. At the beginning, the same type of reaction takes place. That means it forms calcium sulfate and what? And water, along with the liberation of carbon dioxide gas. But here, as this calcium sulfate, it is insoluble. What happens? The calcium sulfate which is formed here, as it is insoluble, it will come and it will form a layer, or else it will form a coating. It will form coating on copper carbonate. Sorry, it will form coating on calcium carbonate. The substance which is formed here, it is insoluble. Hence, what happened? It will form a coating on calcium carbonate. So initially only little amount of calcium carbonate will react with the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, due to this reaction, what happens? Calcium sulfate is formed. Soon after the formation of calcium sulfate, as it is insoluble, what happens? Immediately other sulfates are soluble, but calcium sulfate, the sulfate of calcium and the sulfate of lead, they are insoluble. What happens? As they are insoluble, they will settle about the calcium carbonate. Okay, and due to this, what happens? As this is calcium carbonate and it is covered by calcium sulfate, what happens? So the sulfuric acid cannot react further with the calcium carbonate. Okay, sulfuric acid cannot further react with calcium carbonate, and the reaction slowly will slow down, and finally the reaction stops. And even with lead carbonate also the same thing. Even lead carbonate also, when reacted with dilute sulfuric acid, what happened? Initially the same type of reaction takes place. Even with the lead carbonate also, initially the same type of reaction takes place, and lead sulfate is formed along with the formation of water and liberation of carbon dioxide. But what happens? This lead sulfate also will, as it is insoluble, as lead sulfate also is insoluble, what happens? It will come and deposit over lead carbonate. The lead sulfate which is insoluble, okay, it will deposit, or else it will settle over lead carbonate. So due to this, what happens? As lead carbonate is covered by this substance, so that lead carbonate, it is not further available for the sulfuric acid to react. Hence the sulfuric acid cannot react with the lead carbonate or else calcium carbonate after certain time. So what happened? The reaction will stop. So like this. So that means, so these two are exception cases. So generally metal carbonates, when react with a dilute sulfuric acid, they form metal sulfate, water is formed and carbon dioxide is liberated. And even in these two cases also, only for little amount of time, initially only for a few seconds or else few minutes, this reaction will take place, and afterwards the reaction will slow down, and finally the reaction will stop. Okay, so like this, the reaction of the dilute sulfuric acid with metal carbonates can be discussed. Okay. There are some more reactions. We'll discuss about those reactions in the next video. Okay, na? Bye.